Hi, everybody. This is Dave Bartosowitz. I'm coming in and participating and doing all these different videos for a reason because I'm seeing so many Mormon influencers that are all out going doing the best they possibly can to influence their agendas of the Mormon church, to try to influence many people to think that this is the true church and that they are Christian. And so I've been doing a number of videos, and I want to put out a number of more videos out there so that people can see and understand and learn about that LDS faith and get to realize that it's very different than the Christian network of churches that we have throughout the world. Okay? Now, I'm Roman Catholic. I used to be Orthodox, but I also was LDS at one point, and born again Christian. Love Jesus. Devoted my life to Him, and I just want to share a couple things that I think is really important. But I've been using Grok lately, and Grok is really interesting because it has a lot of insightful information, and then it draws a lot of things from basically from a collection of factual information. So it's really useful to have. Now, what I'm going to do, I want to talk first of all. About this issue. This is a real big thing that I want to share this with you. Is a 10% tithing required for us as believers in order to get into heaven, to be saved? Is that a requirement for all the Christian churches out there? And let's ask Grok that, okay? Because this is a very important question. Let's ask Grok. This is Grok. Hey, Grok. Hey, Grok. Are you there? Can you hear me, Grok?
Yeah, I'm right.
Perfect.
Loud and clear. What's going?
Okay, Grok, I want to ask you a question. You know a lot of things, and the question I have is there any Christian churches in the world that make a requirement for the members or parishioners to pay 10% tithing in order to get saved or into heaven?
No, none of the mainstream Christian churches do that. Catholic, Protestant, Orthodox, they all teach salvation is by grace through faith, not by paying money. Tithing is encouraged by some, but it's never a requirement to get into heaven. That idea doesn't exist outside of Latter-day Saint teachings.
Oh, wow. So why do you think Latter-day Saint teachings require 10% of its members in order to go to the temple and prove that they are worthy, and so that they can go to the temple and ultimately make it into the celestial kingdom, which is their heaven with Heavenly Father?
I can only tell you what the church itself teaches. They see tithing as a test of faith and obedience. They believe full obedience to God's commandments, including paying tithing, shows you're truly worthy to enter the temple and receive the ordinances needed for exaltation. It's presented as a matter of proving loyalty to God, not as buying your way into heaven. Whether that lines up with what Jesus actually taught is something every person has to wrestle with for themselves.
But ultimately, if I want to make it into the celestial kingdom, I have to pay a 10% tithing if you're LDS, correct?
Yes, according to LDS teachings, if you want a temple recommend and the ordinances required for the highest level of the celestial kingdom, you must be a full tithe payer. So in their system, tithing is required for exaltation.
And what is exaltation?
Exaltation is the LDS term for becoming a god, literally progressing to the point where you can have your own spirit children and create your own worlds. It's more than just going to heaven. It's becoming like God the Father with your own eternal family and divine powers.
Okay, that's kind of different than any Christian belief, and that wasn't the belief of the original church, correct?
Correct. That idea of humans becoming gods and having spirit children isn't found anywhere in traditional Christianity. It's a uniquely Latter-day Saint doctrine that developed in the 1800s with Joseph Smith. Early Christians believed we could become more like God in character, but never that we could become gods ourselves with our own worlds to rule.
So again, that belief is not part of Christianity, correct?
That's right. Becoming a god with your own spirit children and worlds is not a Christian belief. It's a Latter-day Saint teaching that developed in the 19th century. Traditional Christianity has never taught that.
So why do you think the LDS faith is trying to push himself in the Christian world right now and saying that they are Christians when they don't follow Christianity and the beliefs?
They're doing it mainly for social and political reasons. Being seen as Christian makes them more acceptable to mainstream society, helps with missionary work, and improves their public image. For decades, they were very open about how different their beliefs were, but in recent years, they've made a big effort to rebrand themselves as just another Christian denomination. It's strategic. They want the acceptance and respect that comes with the Christian label, even though their core doctrines about God, Jesus, salvation, and the afterlife are fundamentally different from historic Christianity.
There you go. Thank you so much. That says it all, and I couldn't say it better than Grok. So you get an idea of what it's all about with Grok, and it's really truly a good teaching that you get to know this because it changes your perspective. And the more education that you have, the more you're going to be able to confront Mormon missionaries and share these ideas. So, you won't get caught up in saying, oh, I want to become a Mormon because it's the true church. It's far different, guys. It's far different. I was Mormon, so I know. Anyway, hope you learned something today. God bless you guys and have a great day.